Hello, welcome to another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. I'm Wayne Highlander, National Sales Manager for Bone Adhesives.
And I'm Rob Johnson from Bone Training.
How we doing, Rob?
Pretty good, bud. How you doing? Where are you this week?
I'm home, and I'm not doing fantastic.
What's the matter, buddy?
Rob. I think everybody has one of these stories, and unfortunately, I've gone through life 62 years without having my own, and I think I know I do. I finally have one. Everybody has a nightmare of a story like, oh, you're expecting a child. Oh, no, actually, I'm not. You know what I mean? I've gone through my entire life not having that story, and I.
When's the baby due?
Yeah.
Hey, when's the baby due?
I didn't do that.
What baby?
I didn't do that, but wow, Rob, this has been a disaster, man.
I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second.
Okay.
My family has a name for that because I am the king. I am the king of that.
Oh.
And my family calls it Dad just Johnson somebody.
Oh no. It's that common.
It's that common. Okay. Now, don't forget your story. I'm going to cut you off. Quick story.
Sure.
We're in a restaurant. We're in a Mexican restaurant. Me, Pauline, and Rebecca. And Rebecca's giving it to me, right? Mm-hmm. The waitress comes over, and Rebecca is just bebopping all over me, slamming me. Mm-hmm. I look at the waitress, and I go, I hope you don't talk to your dad like this. She leans down in real close and goes, my father and I haven't talked in 14 years. He didn't like me. I didn't like it. And then we got her whole life story. And Rebecca is kicking me under the table. And as soon as she walks away, she goes, nobody does it better than you, Dad. Nobody. Nobody does it better than you.
Oh, man. I thought you were going to say, she said, my dad just passed away.
I wish she had.
Yeah.
It would have been quick, and I'm sorry. Yeah.
I have somebody I know, a friend of mine, they call me, and he had this experience where he went to somebody's house and confided some information in, right? Some very personal information that he was with a longtime friend, somebody knew forever, and it was, saying some very personal stuff, right? And when he left, that guy's wife, who was there in the next room in the kitchen the whole time, got in a car and drove down to this other person's house and just relayed the whole thing. I mean, stuff that he would not want anything. I mean, it's horrible, isn't it?
Why would he do that?
It was she did that. The guy's wife did that.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So he's telling something very personal, very family thing, very personal thing to this person. And, he knew him forever. I mean, they were in each other's lives for a long time. And when he got done, it was very obvious that lady drove right down to that other person's house, somebody else's house, and relayed the whole story. Oh, and which caused a complete divide in the family. I mean, trust me when I tell you, it's irreparable. Okay. So he's telling me this. And he's telling me this. He's like, I don't know what to do about it. I feel awful about this. Why would she do so? It's awful. And and he's not he's not, he don't talk a lot. He doesn't express his feelings very well. Is what I'm saying. So I took it upon myself. I thought, like, okay, he's looking for me to have a solution for this, how to fix this. So I said, if you want, I could write something for you. And if you want to text to her or whatever and just tell her this, you can just, I'll send it to you and then you can send it to her. And he goes, like, what do you, like what? I said, all right, well, let's see, like, how about, like, I'm very disappointed. I thought when I poured my heart out to you, I was in a safe place amongst friends that I could share this information, and I was really horrified to find out that you then went and shared it with somebody else, and I just felt like we had a friendship that didn't have to happen. He goes, yeah, I like that. That's good. I said, all right, I'll text it out to you, and then you go ahead and send it. You can do it, send it to that person. Okay. Now this guy's in construction. Okay, it's important to know that. So he says, great. So I write out a beautiful everything I just told you. Okay, very. I mean, it was when you're on and you're writing something, it's like, wow, this is really good. Okay. The only problem I started with dear blank.
Wrote, dear, unbelievable.
Yeah.
As a joke, though.
As a joke.
I'm hoping this was as a joke.
Of course, as a joke. And then I sent it to him.
As a joke.
I sent it to him and I said, hey, you might want to edit this, LOL. Because he's that type of guy. We have that kind of relationship, right?
Right.
And he goes, he's laughing, whatever, and he goes, hey, thanks a lot, I appreciate it. Never thought of nothing about it. I go off and mow the lawn. About an hour later, he calls me back, goes, oh my God, Wayne. Oh my God. I go, what? He goes, I sent it to her. I said, okay, good. I mean, did she respond? He goes, no, I mean, I sent everything you just, I said, well, you edited it, right? You took out he goes, no, I just sent what you sent right to her.
Oh my God.
I said, what, why would you do that? He goes, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. He was desperate. So I go, hey man, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, I told you edit it, right? You heard me say you got to edit this. I don't know why you would have sent the whole thing like that. And so I said, hey man, I don't know what to say, man. But if you ever need anything else, just call me.
Why don't you You've already screwed his life up. Why don't you screw it up again? Why don't you write another Wayne Highlander special? Yeah. Write another letter on top of the letter. Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't want to know the outcome of this. I put myself in a place I shouldn't have I should have just said, hey man, sorry. I should not have interjected myself to try to do the right thing. So
you just can't help yourself, can you?
I'm a nice guy, Rob.
You can't help yourself. Stray dogs, stray cats, writing letters for people that
didn't really need any help.
Yeah.
All right.
And Rob, it's that witty sense of humor that got you in trouble.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what's got you in the trouble.
All right, Rob. We are. I think the writing's on the wall. Although I don't think this. I don't think we're in that bad of a place. But I think contractors are seeing signs of a looming slowdown. Oof. And I think we maybe should talk about how you can protect yourself. I mean, you think about it, Rob. We didn't have to hunt for the last 5 years, right? I mean, we didn't have to. There was a lot of work out there. I mean, everybody was turning down work and what have you, and business was good. And all of a sudden, it looks like things are starting to slow down.
People are going to have to learn how to hunt again.
Yeah.
Hopeful. Well, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, the stronger your business is, the less likely you'll be affected by risks. I mean, if these unforeseen events do happen or whatever, and strengthening your business doesn't just involve financial management. I mean, it also includes strategies to retain and broaden your customer base and market your business more affordably.
Definitely. Marketing.
Yep. And I think as part of the process, you should review if your technology will increase your efficiency and reduce costs and callbacks and stuff like that. And I think, Rob, I mean, I know I don't want to say we beat it to death, but damn it, the power drive, the Green Guard Gold, and those type of things, and your unique equipment like that can separate you from the crowd. There's a higher demand for green building. And I think the shutdown of 2020 allowed us to see in a very short time the kind of impact our emissions have on the environment, unlike any other event in history, I bet. It's brought sustainability and the issues of sustainability to the forefront. So I just think that, we remember the worst in my career was 2007. And you probably remember those days. I mean, that was an ugly thing to live through.
Yeah. Very ugly. That was the big ugly. Yeah.
Yep. So I think maybe we could talk about some ways to protect yourself and set yourself aside. I really do think you have to hit the sustainability thing, man. It's just, it used to be kind of a nice have, nice, nice thing to talk about. Some people resonate, and it's turned into something much more than that.
Right.
Um, Green
Well,
card
you
gold.
touched on, and you just said it again as I interrupt you. The green guard gold. Okay, right off the bat, I'm doing a school this week. Really good class. You'd have a lot of fun at this class. This is I wasn't crazy. It's 13 students. I hate that number 13, but um, this is a great bunch, and we've had some really good discussions about exactly what you were going with Green Guard. And we really started, one of the things that we really started getting into during the class was even our PVC 2.0 with the dual motors that have the dual HEPA filter systems on their vac. I mean, man, if you're not talking about that,
Hmm.
because right now, maybe, possibly, if something, the economy, blah, 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 but we might have to learn how to hunt again, you know? And if you're going out hunting, we need as many bullets in that gun as possible.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about, hey, even my vacuum system, my, dust containment system has dual HEPA filter, right? Anything you can separate yourself with, anything that differentiates it. Where if it comes down to you and another guy, somebody's going, well, this guy's using the HEPA filter, right? Or he's using, the adhesive that's going to go under the floor that will be there the lifetime of the floor. That's Green Guard certified gold, Green Guard gold certified. So,
Yeah.
yep, I think it's definitely time to, so because I think just what you said in the beginning of the show, people haven't had to hunt for a while.
Well, here's the thing, and you just brought this to my mind right now, is that I think it's not a bad idea. I wasn't even thinking about the HEPA filter and the vacuum cleaners, to be honest with you. But one of the scariest things for people having the floors done, I know even my wife is, oh my God, what about the dust? So I get that out right away in the estimate and say, listen, I want to know how we handle the dust, because that is usually one of the biggest concerns for homeowners. We have HEPA filter vacuum cleaners, blah blah blah. I'd even go into the Tampico brush, uh, because dust, gets in the finish. As much as you vacuum and vacuum, this machine will get right down into the soft grain and pull that dust out. So it is a big deal to us, and it makes a cleaner job, and a cleaner job is a better job. And boom, great deal of sales presentation you could do for your clients. I mean, you wouldn't want the first strategy to be lowering your prices. You know what I mean? That like in 2007, I think, the guys started dropping prices, and I want to hold my prices as long as I fiercely as I can, because
Right.
that's my livelihood. I mean, I think the good news is there's still a massive housing shortage in America, a massive, like 5 million or more houses that we need. That shortage is there, and it's that we still have to have those homes. So I don't think this is going to be as bad as what we saw in 2007. Um, but I think that it's a good time to talk about protecting yourself a little bit.
Well, you want to be prepared, right?
Yep.
You want to
Well,
be prepared. Right? You
yep.
don't want to just have this blindside you and go, oh my God, didn't see it coming, right?
Yep. Yep.
One of the things, and we do pound this away, right? We want to be at the race to the top. You want to be at that race to the top pricing in your community, wherever you're doing business. And, the people who have money don't, recessions don't hurt them as much. So if your clientele is the high end clientele, if that's what you've been driving for, or you haven't, that's where you should be going, because they're not going to get hit as bad as, some of the rest of us.
Yeah. Yep. And when we talked about, yeah, first your equipment and your sales presentation, I think well, let's start with this. I think sales presentation starts first. Am I really um, presenting myself and little things that, like you say, like vacuum to me, just in fact, before you even said it, you don't even think about a big deal with vacuum. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
vacuum the floor. Everybody vacuums the floor. But if you can say, talk about the HEPA filters and stuff like that, and just talk about how much, it's important for you to vacuum the floors and create a clean job site. And I think from there, you look at the other side of your business, the marketing and what have you. Um, I didn't really realize this until recently, but when you talk about you're being visible on the internet, I think 92% of all search traffic clicks occur on the first page of the results, and 67% of those clicks go to the first five search results. But anyhow, 92% of all search traffic clicks occur on the first page and 67% of the clicks go to the first five companies on that page. That's pretty damn important. So an SEO is a strategy of demonstrating to Google that your website has authority. So that's important too. If Google sees that you're an expert in flooring, you're more almost guaranteed to show up higher in the searches. Having stuff like blogs on there and just information and articles that you can share and pictures of jobs and that kind of stuff. I mean, it just demonstrates to Google that you're worthy of being further up the list.
I was always big with testimonials. I think people love a testimonial.
Yep.
Especially if you have enough testimonials and you're working, in kind of local, your town, surrounding towns. It got to the point where Pete and I had so many testimonials, as people would be looking through our testimonials, they'd be like, oh my God, I know that guy. Oh, I know that. I work with him. Oh, I didn't know you knew that. That really starts to make a difference.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, photos of your completed jobs in progress, before and afters are huge. Videos of customer testimonials is not a bad idea either. Showcasing your new flooring products, photos of interior design inspiration, before and after photos, like I said, and maybe community involvement. Or I'll tell you what I think is very smart. Because one thing people are, like I said, they're worried about dust, right? That's a concern. They're also worried about people in their home that they don't know. So I think a very, all your guys, I've said it before, but if you have 3 guys working for you, hey, this is Brian. Here's his hobbies. He likes fishing. Here's his wife and kids. Well, make it more personal that, all right, now I don't feel so concerned. I know who's going to be in my home. I know they're members of the community. I know this guy's got a wife and kid. He plays softball with his kids or whatever. I think really puts the clients at ease. And we had an episode with Chris Afraid on here earlier talking about charging for estimates. I think all these things add value and put on your side of the equation. They add value, and the more of these things you can put on there that puts the homeowner at ease, and position yourself as the expert. And then it's so damn important when you're bidding that job to really do a good presentation for that homeowner and really explain what you're going to do. Back in the old days, we all remember the old guys back in the old days. Here's my business card, $3, $1,600, 2 coats of poly, and then on the back of a business card, right? I mean, that's a guy that, that's not 2022. It's certainly not 2023.
No, that's 1982.
Yeah. So
when you said about, you just made me think of something. When you said about introducing yourself or having your guys, I did a school last week in Athens, Georgia. Awesome guys too. I know I say that just about with every class, but I really don't run into a lot of nuts. Okay, these guys were great, but I had mentioned to the one owner, I go, hey, this guy here, so and so, he seems really on the ball. You just sometimes people will stand out during the trainings, and I had mentioned that to the owner, and he said, this is nothing. He said every home that he goes into, and we never told him to do this. This was not us. This was him. He said every home that he goes into, he introduces himself. He tells them a little bit of his background, and then he thanks them for inviting them, trusting him to be in their home. The guy said, I get more calls first day of the job. Never had anybody do this. Thank you so much for sending this guy. He said, We never asked him to do it. It's just something that he does. And he said, it's unbelievable how that works.
That
He goes, we get good reviews before we've even done the work. And I said, my God, what a way to set the tempo of the job. Now, you know,
I would steal that in a heartbeat.
I absolutely,
Holy smokes.
you know, there's things that we hear out there. You know, you and I deal with a lot of contractors, and we write down take a lot of notes, and that is absolutely a steal one, right? I mean, like when he said that people call me the same day, he goes, we're already getting great calls and great reviews just from how this guy presents himself when he goes into a home. So I was like, man, that's awesome. That's pretty cool.
Holy smokes, man. I mean, that is brilliant. I love that. You know, it's the little things like that. I remember reading about this cab driver. He's a cab driver. Do you ever remember any cab driver you ever had in your life? Nope.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you. Very surprising if anybody remember a cab driver. You might remember an experience with him, but you don't know his name. This cab driver said, "All right, I'm a cab driver, whatever. How am I going to stand out?" He'd say, here's my card. Here's water. Here's this. If you're ever going to come in town again, just let me know when you're going to be in town. Boom, 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 and he just made the experience like no other cab experience you've ever had. That guy had two ways he could have approached that job when he woke up in the morning. He could have woke up when I'm driving a cab here and I got to deal with these people, whatever, or he could have been this guy. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
just we all run across people like that in the service industry, and when you find these, it's gold, and it just automatically makes you so happy because everybody's the other way. Everybody's miserable, they're tired, they're hurried, blah blah blah, and no one can blame them, whatever. But it doesn't matter why. This guy took it upon himself to be the totally opposite of that, and everybody loves the guy, appreciates him. His business is off the charts. So I just think that very smart what that guy does. I love that.
yeah.
I
And he took it
also,
on his own too. He
yeah,
took that all on his own.
I also love Athens, Georgia, and I'm going to say this: all the bands that come out of Athens, that small town, is insane. REM came out of there. The B-52s came out of there. Widespread Panic came out of there. Drive-by truck drivers, I think, came out of there. That
Yes,
little
drive-by
town,
truckers. Yes,
yeah, yeah. Did I say drive-by truck drivers? Drive-by
truck
truckers.
drivers. Yeah,
Yeah,
drive-by
with
truckers.
back when Jason Isbell was with them. That's a great little town, good college town, and
Funny
it's gonna
part was the Bulldogs. Everywhere you go,
yeah, yeah.
everywhere you go, there's this 3-4 foot size bulldog everywhere you go. So
Well, the
I
all
kind of started the training like, you guys got a little college team around here, you got a little football team, something.
mhm. Well, all eyes are going to be on Georgia here in a couple weeks when they play Tennessee. That will be a phenomenal game. If anybody just seen Tennessee beat Alabama, I am not taking. I am not. I know enough about the South that I am not taking a position in that at all. But holy smokes, was that a great game? Um, Pretty cool. I want to thank you, Rob, for the last 8 pounds that I put on over the last 2 weeks.
You're absolutely welcome.
You're
How'd it go?
100%. You're 100%. I've never eaten so much spaghetti in my life. Every night, I'm gonna have spaghetti again tonight. We're never gonna make that much spaghetti again in our lives. We've been eating spaghetti every night, and I know
I
I've
can't
gained
believe
it.
you're not sick of it.
I was the best damn spaghetti sauce I've ever had. That was excellent, man. Yeah,
It's good.
I'm not
Yep.
sick of it. I could eat it every night, I think, for a month, but I gotta stop, man. This pasta. But here's a PSA for people that didn't know this. I just realized this recently. You try to stay away from carbohydrates, right?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, spaghetti noodles is full of carbohydrates.
Right.
But did you know if you put them in the refrigerator and leave in the refrigerator for a day or two, whatever, they lose that. I'm going to screw this up for anybody that knows nutrition, but but the carbohydrates aren't the same. Something happens in those noodles that they don't carry the same amount of carbohydrates. So it's much better to eat them that way if you're worried about the carbs
So do
than
you
does
cook
it
them and then put them in the fridge, or you store them in the
cook.
fridge cold?
Just store them in the fridge cold, and just
Uncooked.
like No, okay, let's say like you make noodles tonight,
Yeah,
right? You don't eat all of them, whatever. You put the rest in the refrigerator.
yeah.
Well, them noodles that you put in the refrigerator are not as bad for you as the noodles you eat that night because they've been refrigerated.
Okay. Well, you're
So
telling yourself that so you can eat it
I absolutely am.
eight times, right?
I am, but I gotta get away from that, man. So
Well,
anyhow,
that's the problem with the recipe is you guys cut it in half, and it's still,
still a lot.
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, when
yeah.
we make it, I told you we make it, bag it, and each kid gets 1 or 2 bags.
Yep.
On top of, we're gonna do a couple Sunday dinners with it. Like everybody came over last week, Pauline made a lasagna out of it. I mean, we're just
Mhm.
gonna keep building stuff out of it and everything. But no, I'm glad you liked it, man. So how long did it take you? You and Judy did it together,
About
or did
14
she do
hours
it?
of cooking. Judy did most of it. I was going to help her, but as it turned out, she had to make it during the week. And we were going to make it together the weekend, but I don't know what happened. So anyhow,
Uh,
all right. So, like I said, we're hoping the slowdown isn't going to be what it was in years past, but just little things to safeguard yourself from these type of things, and I think arm yourself with ammunition to keep yourself going and busy and what have you. And we want everybody to see we're coming into the holiday season. Gosh, can you believe we're already in October, Rob? The year is
no,
coming to a close.
crazy.
And November is a blur for a lot of people. For me, I don't know about you, but Thanksgiving was always, we were busy as can be at Thanksgiving, and at Christmas we were swamped. Everybody's trying to get in before the holidays. So those times are coming.
I think something else that I would be doing with like the company that I'm working with this week, they're a big company. I think this is a time where you're going to have a meeting with the guys. Maybe take them out to dinner, get everybody around and say, we need to protect ourselves here, get everybody on board, all hands on deck type of a thing. Like
Hmm.
this could be happening. We need to do, you guys are doing great, but we need to always be doing great. We need to do it better. We need, almost like that guy who introduces himself, we need to
Hmm.
go out of our way to make sure that all of our customers get that pure customer experience.
I would do that tomorrow. I love that so much. I would start that tomorrow. I think that's brilliant. And you're right. It's nothing. I think it's great sometimes to rally the troops around and go, "Hey guys, we live off referrals, and we want to make sure that we're the top of the ladder. And so let's make sure that we're doing everything possible. Just the little things mean so much.
That
I mean,
team, it's that team feeling, all hands
yeah,
on deck.
yeah.
We're in this together type of a thing. And you really
Hmm.
are, right? I mean, that was one of the things that the owner of this company here, he said this week, he goes, man, I'd be nothing without my guys,
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's to, have that meeting if you hadn't had a meeting yet and say, hey, it's some clouds on the horizon here. Let's
There was a
talk. Give me some ideas. What do you think we should be doing? Get some feedback, get some dialogue going.
there was a guy that was power washing my neighbor's fence, which is we share the same fence, right? So he was power washing her side of the fence, and he came over to me and lots of energy, man. He goes, "Hey, you know what? I was looking at your fence. I'm here doing hers, and I noticed that you could use yours done as well, and to go from here to there, power wash it and do this that, and then I rinse it again and everything with bleach, and I'll charge you $400." And I went, "Yes, of course, go ahead and do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's there. I thought that's a pretty sharp guy. I mean, it's a nice little come over here and to do that. The only downside is when he had a guy working for him uh, who was doing the bleaching part. He had a spray can, you know what I mean, like a spray can, and he was bleaching. Well, Judy goes, "You know what? Why don't you go out there and ask that guy if he wants one of these kind bars? You know what these
Yeah.
kind. Okay."
Yeah.
So I come up to him to offer that. I'm downwind of the guy, and I'm standing there, and all the bleach goes in my face, in my eyes. All I want to do is give the damn guy a kind bar. And I go back in the house, and my eyes are burning, and I'm feeling for the doorknob. You know,
Oh
he's
man, it's
trying to be a
always
nice
you,
guy.
huh? Oh, you're just trying to be a nice guy.
Trying to be a nice guy. That's all.
Yeah. So would
All
you throw
right.
the bar at him, whack him in the head with throw
No,
the bar?
I just had to hold the box. I had a box of them, and I assume he took one. Maybe he took two because I was blinded. I don't know. All right, Rob. As usual, thanks again for all your insight. I appreciate it. Great to see you
Well,
every week.
one thing I want to mention, it's not that we're doom and gloom on this episode, right?
Yeah.
But there are some dark clouds on the horizon. So maybe, we just start preparing just in case.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're because
All right.
you and I, we're not doom and gloom guys.
No, I've
We're
never.
we
Nope,
are
nope.
we are up with people. That's what that would be our song, up with people type of a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to end on that, Rob.
End it, baby.
This has been another episode of On the Floor with Wayne and Rob. Please stay tuned for another episode.